Fire Jason had a blast last night, man. The entire experience, man. Top to bottom. Seamless. You know what I'm saying? It's rare that everything from the commute, from the getting inside the venue, getting to your seat, navigating, everything was seamless, man. Real rap. I know a lot of y'all probably been checking out a lot of the footage today, right? It's a bunch. I know a lot of cats uploaded the entire concert, man. Josiah, what you was matter of fact, yeah, I believe you said you were there, right? Jason, were you there last night? What about you? There was two Jasons in there, Jason Biggs and Jason Camaro. 88 Spence, you was in the building? Shyster, what up, fam? Oh, my comments is a little delayed. All right, it's good. Watching online, couldn't make it to NY. Yeah, man, that joint was epic, man. First off, man, I'm gonna get right to it. Atmosphere was dope, man. It just felt like a bunch of individuals in the building on one accord, just wanting to celebrate, like just I guess hip hop royalty, right? Or just give someone their flowers. Everyone seemed to be on the same page, even from the outside. When I got off the train, I commuted out there. Outside, the energy was right. Nobody was rude. People was bigging each other up, showing love, man. Like that joint was that's rare in NY, man. I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes you energy ain't always right. It just felt like the people who were there knew how Nas gets down and the energy he carries, so they came with the same type of mind frame. So that was pretty dope. Um, what we got here? Right to it. All right, what we got? Nas' performance last night was the best I've seen. Listen, man, I was just telling somebody today. That's top 3 concerts I've ever been to. Top 3 concerts for many different reasons. Like I started with like the atmosphere. Let's give before we even get into what Nas did. I'm gonna give some props to DJ Green Lantern too, man. Sometimes we overlook the DJ. The way in which he worked between the sets was fire, but even setting off the atmosphere in the building, man. Like it felt good. The song selections, he gave every borough an opportunity to get their shine. I thought he did a pretty good job, man. And even the West Coast as well, right? It was hip hop 50. So that was pretty dope. Green Lantern did his thing. It was like no lag with the engagement, meaning that there was once the concert started, once the DJ did like the pregame situation and got the crowd hype, it was like it just moved along. Sometimes you go to shows and you have like technical difficulties and people sitting around waiting, not knowing what's going to happen. It was professional status personified. You know what I mean? Like you can tell that they put uh they paid attention to the little things, man. And as a fan or a supporter, that's something that you like you value. You know what I'm saying? Like the fans seem to be very excited about the entire situation. Nas came out. He did the intro of KD1, right? And I must say, we don't give performers enough credit because I'm thinking to myself like, yo, all right, we don't know what he's gonna do. I know I had a wish list. I wanted him to do the new stuff, plus get into the B sides, like just something for everybody, right? And as soon as he started rhyming, I'm saying to myself, yo, this dude has an extensive catalog. So think about going on tour with the Wu and Buster, and now you have to remember all the older material, and then turn around and rehearse 4 different albums that you just did in the last 3 years at the Garden. This ain't warming up. You're gonna do like little small arena shows and building it up. Like you come, this is what it is, one night only. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of pressure. And he pulled it off, man. He pulled it off. And even if he may slip a stumble on a lyric, the crowd was so in tune, man. Like they was covering all of that up, man. I thought that was pretty dope. Antoine, 1486. Yo, my bad, man. I wish I would have heard you. You said you were saying my name. I wish I could have met you last night, man. Said what up, man. That's for everyone out there. Like, I wanted to meet all the supporters and dap everybody up and let you know that I really appreciate it, man. I ran into a couple of people inside the venue, subway, walking the streets, just running into people. Like, yo, what up, Ease? What's good, fam? Was chopping it up, man. And that was good energy, man. Very good energy. We got here. That's real. Stage presence more important than even getting all the words. Yes, he was working the stage, man. And you know what's crazy? It's funny you say that. They got to put to rest that notion that, and I've been to maybe 3 or 4 different Nas shows, and he has gotten better and better. I can never say he was a bad performer. Like, I don't know where that came from, but he seems so much more comfortable on stage. But that's all around, right? Even when you look at his interviews now, he just seems more like he's opening up more to individuals. I'm not saying he's getting better, probably. He's just freeing himself up and just, allowing us to get to know who he is. But the presence last night was A1. Came out with the intro. Then what was second? I don't know the playlist. I believe Blue Benz was that, right? Blue Benz, dope record. I like the visuals they had too, man. Like how the visuals match the songs. And it's not easy, man. To keep this in mind. There's no hype man out there. There's no hype man at all. So New York can be a crowd where whether they love you or not, they expect a certain level. And no one is above being booed off of the stage. And I'm going to keep a beam with you. Like, New York can be very funny style. And to see, like, him show up and understand the importance of it all, man, like, that's what it's about. Like, we often talk about how many classics he has or hit songs and the pen and the lyricism and conceptual records. The professionalism is something we need to speak about too, because a lot of people don't take their career seriously, man. He waited almost 30-something years in the game to headline the Garden. And as the years go on, it's funny that it's like a storybook ending the ending keeps getting better. We go from the KD and we go through the Magic situation to KD3. It's almost like he's rewriting history in real time, shattering all the record books, running up the score, but still displaying humility. Like the perfect balance, man. It's crazy. We got here. Sorry I couldn't catch up with you, brother. Last night's show landed on my B-Day. Happy belated, man. My wife bought us tickets up front. I got a real, listen, man, you definitely do, man. Shout out to your wife. Happy belated to you. And that's a great birthday gift, man. Like, that was an amazing show from the music standpoint to the people outside, man. Like, it was definitely something I wish everyone could have experienced. But the videos are floating around, man. They're floating around. Nas seemed to be very comfy on stage. That's not an easy task, like I stated maybe about 3 or 4 minutes ago. This is new material. This is a New York state of mind, which he's been doing since probably 94. And a lot of these records, and I know in the previous video, I said I wanted him to do a lot of B-sides. And once I was done with the video, I had to say to myself, if you really think about it, KD 1, 2, Magic, and KD 3, probably close to 90 or 95% of those records are B-sides, because how many singles have we had? So sometimes we talk about the B-sides and we typically talk about the memory lanes and You're the Man's or Taken in Blood, but these are a bunch of B-side records. So it's not like he had the reps and to learn it that quickly and to go on the Garden stage. There was no preparation time in a sense. This was the one night only, because I didn't hear anyone state that he was doing these records when he was on tour with the Wu. Professionalism, man. So he's rewriting the books in that sense too. And as a fan, man, I just feel like hip hop is in good hands. We are at a good place. All the OGs, he is showing you that you could continue to release music. We don't have to do these outlandish interviews with certain platforms. We can keep it music. And if it's hot, people gonna come out. People will come out and support, man. Real rap. What we got? Nas continues to crush narratives without really responding to them directly. He sold out the Garden with the playlist based on his most recent music. Yes, and I'm gonna add on to that with something Shyster 30 said earlier. Like, he made sure to remind me it was a sold out venue. And then I said to him as well, that is funny that he says that, because we should highlight that. And they did not base it on a curve, meaning that they didn't round it off. It wasn't 17,000 out of 20,000. No, if you looked around that, I didn't have no empty seats next to me. In my area, I looked around, I was looking up above me. There were no empty seats in there. And people were engaged. Sometimes you go to shows at the Garden and it can feel like, or even sporting events, and I feel like certain sections are like, oh, that's the corporate section. It's not people necessarily who are fans or they know what's going on. It's just that, somebody gave them some tickets and they showed up. Last night, it felt like it was just real hip hop fans outside. And yeah, there was a little split. You had people there to see that, and you had some people there to see the older material. But the support was there and you felt it. And no matter which side of the coin you're on, you spent your money to be there, and you love a part of his discography. So everyone wanted to see him do well last night, man. And we got to see him. It wasn't a bunch of guest appearances, thank God. Like, sometimes you go to the show and it's like these dudes be mimicking albums of today. Like, it'd be like a compilation project on stage. Like, bro, I didn't come here to see all of that. I want to see you rock. And that's what he did. Minimal guest appearances. We got Mary. When Mary came out, she took it to the next level, and it never came back down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it started high, but when she came out, it went here, and he kept it there. Who else was AZ? It's great to see that brother on stage. And Hit Boy, right? That was it, right? We had 3. I could be missing someone. And some dude was singing the hook or ad-lib, and I'm not sure exactly who he is, but yeah. But as far as individuals we know, and it was only right Hit came out. Like, that's more professionalism, right? Showing and allowing everyone to know, like, this is a partnership. This is a true tandem. Like, I'm not big brothering him. Like, we work together. Brought him out on stage, let him ad-lib the Michael and Quincy joint. I thought they was gonna get composure off. I told my bro who was with me, like, yo, if they get this off, I'm going crazy in here. But they let it rock. They let it rock. And it was dope, man. We got here Adriel Green. What up, family? Salute, bro. Glad you got to see the show. I didn't get to fly out, but watch the whole show on YouTube. Well, shout out to YouTube. Definitely a historic night. His catalog is so crazy. He could have went another hour with classic joints left on the table. Yo, you right. And I get the sense that the reception was so great from the fans that he didn't want to get off that stage. But we got to keep in mind, that's the Garden. You got to pay for the lights, man. Like, that ain't the typical house light bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they got to prepare for whatever events that happen the next day. But yeah, like, Nas seemed to be he seems to be in a good place, right? Musically, seems happy on stage. That one mic situation, I think, touched everybody up in there when he started talking about his mom. I was like, yo, this is crazy, man. Like, it's like a storybook ending every trip, man. You can't make this up. I've never seen anything like this. An artist this hot so late in their career. We have to think about it. We go back to 91, and he's hot now. We're not talking about them announcing an Illmatic tour and then everyone comes out. That's a cheat code. Of course they're coming out because it's the Illmatic tour. No, this was billed as all new material. And I kept analyzing the flyer. It was like KD Trilogy. And I'm like, some things you just look at it, and then when you speak about it, it's almost like verbatim, right? So you're going word for word because you're trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like, it's not going to be any magic on it, KD Trilogy? But then it's all about know thy audience, right? He understands, like, yo, I'm going to get these off. But then I know I'm home. I'm the guard my first time headlining. It's only right. It's only right. It was just like KD3 and the other previous projects the last 2 or 3 years, it was something for everybody. If you didn't enjoy last night, listen, I know life is all about preference, but I can tell you here, if you didn't enjoy yourself last night, you was just hating. You showed up for the wrong reasons. You showed up to say that you didn't have a good time. Because there ain't no way in hell that you didn't enjoy that last night. It was no beefing. Everybody on the same page. Good music, good vibe. Top to bottom. Mike 100 was good. Esco didn't even do Nas. Yo, that's crazy. He didn't do Nas's Light. That's how deep his catalog is. You're right. He didn't do Nas's Light. He didn't. That is, yeah. That's phenomenal. You're right. That would have shook the room too. Biggest highlight for me would probably be, yeah. This is legendary, man. Memory Lane, last verse acapella. Son, I was in complete fan mode at that point. It was over. The breath control, the attention to details. You know what? I'm going to stand right here in one spot. I ain't going to move. This is my city for the night. You felt that, man. Different. So many narratives out there. Listen, even with whoever's the best ever and all of that, we understand it's dynamic and you got to put the work in, at least from my perspective. But if cats don't start working, they so far behind. At this point, it ain't even debatable. I would just speak to people about it to entertain it. After last night, it's like, how do you compete with that? He sold out the Garden, and check this out, of new material, and it was no marketing gimmicks. No, I'm retiring. None of that stuff. Like, I'm just going to celebrate my new music. I'm not retiring. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not rolling out or promoting a new project or joint venture or a new business. None of that. I'm just coming out one night only for the family, for the city. We're going to do the KD trilogy. Everything made sense. It was a beautiful thing to watch. The highlight for me, when 30 dropped, banger. Oh, yeah. 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 Oh, yeah, that was impeccable. Damn. Yo, that concert was crazy, man. And check this out, too, because I told my bro I was going to mention this. For all you cats, because there's a lot of cats who like to front on Nostradamus and be like, yo, son, he played himself. He was chasing sounds with, yo, you owe me. That joint is corn. I seen y'all dancing last night to that. A lot of y'all was dancing and you owe me last night. I seen it. That record is fire, man. Kidding me? Big Bro said to me today, Soulmatic was good. Nas is the greatest because he bridges the gap between blues, jazz, soul to rap better than any other artist we know. I'm rolling. He's a musician, an artist. It's bigger than rap, man. Rap is just a small thing on his resume at this point. Oh, my bad. Ease. How could you forget Slick Rick? Slick Rick came out yesterday. Slick Rick was on the stage. Slick Rick, certified legend, man. Even the choices he made on who came out. Everybody in the city would want to have seen Mary, right? Who doesn't want to see Mary? That's Mary. That's like, when you think of how many people have the name Mary, but in our culture, when you hear Mary, one person. Of course, we want to see AZ. That's New York's favorite, like, 1-2 punch in the sense of lyricism, right? Slick Rick, that was a throw me or something we probably wouldn't expect it, but based on Nas's affinity for him, I can understand that. And Hit Boy had to come out because it was a KD trilogy. So, for sure. Oh, yeah. Antoine, 1486, Spicy, definitely. I didn't know so many people like that record, man. That joint rang off last night, man. For real, man. What we got here? 9+. Yo, what up, fam? Nice meeting you yesterday too, man. Real rap. Salute to you. When Speechless came on, I didn't expect that either, man. Yo, he was just going through the joints. Not to mention, done, man. We listen, man. He gave so much effort in that joint. I think he needed a breather after that, right? Green Lantern went to the next song. He was like, yo, hold on, Green. Crowd was going crazy off that. Speechless was fire. What else did he do last night? He did a Store Run, right? Store Run was performed last night. Nas is in his bag, man. In his bag. Nas Hit Boy was in the bag. I'm not from NY, but dare I say that was a top 10 moment in the Garden. Yo, listen, man. I've been in the Garden quite a few times. That was different. It really was, man. It was definitely different. It felt like you were in the Garden, but it felt like you were in like a smaller venue as well, right? It felt like it was very inviting. Sometimes you can get into these big rooms and it feels, I don't know, you just lose the hip hop aspect of it. You know what I mean? That joint felt like a huge house party. There was fire in it, man. Dudes dance with the ladies, having a good time, man. And I'm going to keep stating this. I didn't see anyone argue, no bad vibes, nobody bumping into each other, nobody being rude, people being courteous, holding the door for each other. Like, fam, I understand that's the way things are supposed to be, but it's not. Last night proved to me that, yo, we could definitely do great things on a daily basis, man. On a daily basis. It was a beautiful thing to watch last night. Real rap, man. Without any promo, too. Someone mentioned that in the comment sections either. I don't listen to radio that much, but when I do go through, I didn't hear anyone really speaking about that. Not in the city. But they ain't been playing none of his records like that, and he still... Think about that. I'm looking up at the banners. You got retired jerseys from the Rangers, and then you have the Knicks, and then you have Billy Joel, who's done so many consecutive shows, and I think Harry was it? No, what is his name? What's the R&B, the pop singer? Something Styles. Did 15 consecutive shows, 15 consecutive nights. He has a banner up there. I'm like, ain't no hip hop up here? It's like, yo, kid from QB came through and sold out the Garden. That's fire, man. And we're going to keep stating how it was billed. He sold out the Garden off the King's Disease name. Not Illmatic, not It Was Written, not Stillmatic, off King's Disease. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call relevancy. So you can keep all them record sales that people like to put in the comments. He only sold this. And none of that matters because there's a lot of cats who selling 100,000 or 200,000 first week and can't sell out the Hulu theater. He was in the Garden last night, you heard? Different. It's Harry Styles, right? 88 Spence. Yeah. So I'm looking around like, all right, that's cool. That's cute. But my son in here doing something different. So my mom used to work at the post office across the street. Something different, man. Had a great time, man. Yeah, let's talk about, what you want to talk about? Memory Lane? Yeah, I stated that it was my favorite. If I can choose one moment from last night, him performing that last verse a cappella, that's one of my favorite Nas verses ever. And people were stating the lyrics line for line. It's good to see like even the OGs in the audience get enthusiastic about music. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the OGs, they like real relaxed and laid back and reserved. It's good to see them fan out sometimes too. OGs, whether it be the women or the males, like it's good to see them have a good time. It really is, man. Because a lot of the artists that they grew up on or grew up with aren't active. And when they are, they got to travel so far just to see them. Nah, son came home. Son came home, man. That was a beautiful thing, man. That's one of my favorite I know it was just last night, and it's not recency bias. That Memory Lane last verse is definitely going to want to be one of my favorite hip hop moments ever, man. That joint was crazy, man. And I was astonished by how, like, little things like the breath control, like, just, it's crazy. That was written how long ago? Professionalism. So you got to remember those and still worry about blue bins, which you probably never performed before. People don't think about the difficulty in certain things because a lot of cats' catalogs aren't long enough. That's the difference. Everybody feel the same way, man. That Memory Lane acapella, I don't know, man. I don't know, because most of us love that song, period. And we always we compare that verse to any other verse in hip hop history, or you compare it to other Nas verses. Like, that's probably like a top 5 verse in his career, at least for me. The rhyme patterns, the wordplay, the history behind it. And to see him understand the moment, like, yo, I'm gonna do this at home. That was impeccable, man. JB, what's good, family? That was a wonderful thing to see, man. Wonderful. NYC embraced Nas last night, especially. I was saying that, like, yeah, like, and you know what's crazy? Not crazy, but we forget one simple thing. Well, a lot of people do. We don't. We understand it, but he deserves it. Like, tired of cats getting flowers when you can't even converse with them anymore because they're no longer here, or you want to big them up when they're on their way out, or they have an accident or something, they can no longer perform, or they're not at their peak anymore. No, he's still active. You don't have to wait till someone is no longer amongst us to praise him. And maybe praise is the wrong word for some people. They don't like that. Acknowledge. Give them their flowers. This is historic, man. Like, cats aren't doing it like that. And we may not ever see anything like this again. Don't allow, when records getting broken, you think that this is something that you see every single day. It's not. Nas came out the gate one of the greatest ever, right? But when you think about it, he had a steady career. Steady career, had the hits, classic albums, but it's moving along. No big ebbs and flows. It's just moving along. Beautiful. Consistency. And he's persistent. And last night proved to me that he got that, he has a hunger about him as well, too. Don't let that reserved, laid back situation or his demeanor fool you. Son got that hunger. He really does, man. To pull that off, that's not easy, ladies and gentlemen. One night only. He probably never performed 80% of those songs again, if you think about it, because I don't think he's done releasing music. So now you adding on and adding on. Each show you do is only so much time you have. Now you got all the classics he had before with the singles, and you got the other classic B-sides from 10, 15 years ago. Now you're taking 3, 4, 5 away from the last three years, and then you keep adding on projects. Like, some of these records he'll probably never perform again. And for him to, like, really buckle down and get it done, that was fire, man. Shout out to him. From what I could tell on video 30, Energy looked the most lit. It sounded regal. Also made you look done, and Michael and Quincy. Yo, 30 was crazy. Yeah, everything you mentioned here was made you look. Yo, Salam Remy, I know that's a break beat, but those drums on this crack, yo, you can hear the bass rattling underneath you, man. Yeah, 30 was a big surprise for me. And I liked the record, but I didn't know so many other people were into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was phenomenal, man. Listen, man. Nah, I see that question there. I ain't even mentioning no other rappers today, man. This Esco, man, the Garden went silly last night. One night only. Held it down by himself. Shout out to AZ, too. AZ spits that verse like it's his first time spitting it every time I hear him do it. I heard him spit that verse maybe 3 times live. No matter where I hear him or I see videos on YouTube, every time he spits that verse, it's almost like it's the first time he's rhyming. It's like he's appreciative, like, yo, this is the verse that changed my life. And every time I spit Life's a B verse, I'm going ham. Real rap. Section 102. I think I was in section 120. It was in 120. Shout out to Leah M. Who else we got in here? We got Billy Bars. Right. What's good, fam? D Young. What up, family? Rap. Grade 88. What up? Yeah, a lot of people did come out of town. Grade 88. I know some people said they came from Pennsylvania. Comments. It was a couple of people who came from Seattle. Even some people came from London. Chicago. Listen, man. Can't beat that. Oh, you was on the floor, section F? How was it down there? Because sometimes the floor seats be having that corporate energy. But I was looking down there yesterday. I was like, yo, they down there partying. Even when Green Lantern was getting busy in the beginning of the show. Like, man, it's on tilt over there. That was fire. Yeah, you was in 119? Yeah, I was in 120, fam. I wanted to, if I could, I would have met everybody last night, man. That joint, the energy was right in there, man. It was dope when Nas started doing the hook for More Money, More Murder. Yeah. My AZ was stepping off the stage. Yeah. And then he went into It Ain't Hard to Tell, right? He was like, yo, hey. I thought they was gonna hit it too. And then he transitioned. But that synergy or that chemistry, I think will always be there. Like you hear it, like people chirp and be coming up with their own situations about their relationship and all of that. But whenever Nas get a big look, I've been to 3 concerts, Nas in the city, and AZ came out for 2 of them. I'm lying, he came out for all 3 of them. All 3. So, like I said, every time I see him, he spit that verse like his life depends on it. The energy was definitely crazy. What we got here? I wanted people to be a little louder sometimes, but I feel people just want to listen to what he's spitting. Yeah, that's the thing with Nas too. Like, that's what I realized. It's almost like some individuals who go to church, right? You have people who are the way they express themselves is more outward, and then you have some people who are just listeners. And just because you're listening doesn't mean you're not paying attention, right? Like some people was going crazy off one mic, and then with some people sitting next to me, like just in tune, like someone was reading poetry. Because it's the words that matter, you know what I mean? Like that's the difference between him and most. It's not always about energy, right? We're not getting caught up in the beat or the 808 or the chant or the hook. It's the words, man. We got here. Ease, you hold it down for the best out here. Nah, it's real talk. I appreciate you, Jose. Man, we all do, man. We appreciate his music, man. And this is about hip hop. I know we big Nas up a lot, but he is an individual within hip hop that should be the face of it, right? This is what we want the culture to be represented as. Someone who stays out the way, minds his business, dope music, a role model, someone to aspire to be. Why wouldn't we want that? You know what I mean? Like, it's only right. Only right. What a wonderful time, man. That wasn't, listen, man, that concert, that was the move, man. It really was, man. Balance. What else we got here? I wrote some things down. The audience too, man. Shout out to the audience. Real rap. Shout out to the audience. Although a lot of people had their phones out, they were still in the moment. Now you can go to a venue or a sporting event and cats, they're missing highlights and all types of stuff because they're playing with the phone trying to set it up. Nah, I just felt like people were just in tune, like, yo, this is something big. This is something epic. This is something that's going to change the game. And I'm glad I'm here and I want to document it. Real rap. Real rap. It was crazy. It really was. And for all those individuals who missed out on the show but had an opportunity to go on the tour with the Wu and Buster, I'm pretty sure you felt the same way. I'm pretty sure you felt the same way, man. So like, this is a great thing, man. And I don't think he's gonna stop. I think this is what it is. I think they have something else up their sleeve. Hopefully, he continues to work with Hit. I like this chemistry. I mean, in the sense of Hit being like the focal point. You can bring in other producers and stuff like that, but I think this tandem works. And I'm big on like synergy, and if it's not broke, keep it consistent. Why play around with it? Like this was last night was the stamp. It was the stamp. Did you get any merch? I was able to get the black T-shirt. I wanted the hoodie and the hat. Now I ain't cop any merch last night. My peoples did though. I didn't cop any merch. I'm definitely gonna hit up the site, the Masterpill site, and get some vinyl though. What we got here? I missed somebody. Shyster. Keep in mind, everyone was on their feet last night, also finishing his lyrics for him too, showing crazy love to the GOAT. He came out on the intro, and where I was, people didn't sit back down. It stood the entire time. The entire time. Even when he would go in the back, change his joint, and they would have like they had the discography playing, right? The different photos on the screen. People was just chopping it up with each other. Some people probably run and go, re-up. But energy was right, man. Real rap. It was a it was a beautiful thing to see, witness, and I think if it was any aspiring artist there or anyone in the game, he showed you what your career could possibly look like if you do things the right way. It's about the art, That's what we always speak here, right? It's about the art, man. You got to keep working. And this is a testament. No one sat down. You're right, Antoine. Nobody. And it's sold out. We're gonna keep saying that. It's sold out. It wasn't based on a curve or judged on a curve. It's sold out. It wasn't 17,000 out of 20, 22 out of 25. No, it's sold out. I didn't see any empty seats, man. Any empty seats. And the majority of people, especially where I was sitting, were on time. They were on time. Chino, what's good, fam? The demographics, I've seen. See, that's the thing with Nas. It's hard to judge like age of parents, but it seemed like we had some OGs in the building, and I seen some younger individuals in there as well. Like it was a balance. Because this last run, Hit Boy brings along a younger generation because we have those who are into production now too. Like producers are a face in the sense, like as far as branding and things of that nature. So they know who he is and the work he's done with Nipsey or Drake. So Kanye, they know his work. So it was a mixture last night. I read one of the comments that one of the supporters brought, I think it was their child's first concert. They flew them in to check this out. So it was definitely a balance in there. One thing that can't be denied is that Hit Boy gave Nas stadium status bangers. Listen, I'm going to say it again because I don't really play this record like that. We know 30 goes crazy. Speech, done when that came on. But yo, Spicy? I know it was a good record, but yo, that joint rang off last night, man. That joint, listen, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, wow, word? Because you're checking the audience out. Like when that joint, as soon as it hit, I ain't just talking about the ladies. Dudes is going crazy over that too. So shout out to but Hit also added a different type of stadium or status bangers, right? Like it's like Made You Look is kind of organic, like it knocks and it works because it's from the roots of hip hop, right? Like break beats, and the hook is so infectious and he's spitting on it. But Hit Boys figured out how to give him that, but it doesn't sound cheesy. You know what I'm saying? Like it just feels right. Dope, man. Spicy is fire. Yeah, I think I was in there on that joint. That joint was fire, man. Who else? What were some other highlights from last night? Shout out to Mary. Yo, shout out for Mary just coming through. She sang her song for what, maybe 30, 35 seconds. Came out. That's queen-ish though, right? Like, yo, I ain't even gotta come here, front, do 3, 4 songs. I can just come show my face, and the love will always be there. She did it the right way. Keep the art first, man. The people will not forget. Trust me, they won't forget. They'll know when you selling them some trash and when you're trying to get over or when you ain't really put that pain in. We know. We know. We can tell when you taking days off and nights off. Mary and Nas, man. All you young artists out there, that's what you should aspire to be. Real rap. He might be working with Metro Boomin next. Listen, I'll say this. If Nas drop anything, I'm going to check it out. But Hit got a little bit more range than Metro, man. But what do I know? If they're working together and Hit Boy is kind of like, I don't know, the director in a sense, like he's taking the driver's seat, he's driving the bus, I'm cool with that, but nah. Metro? Yo, did you guys see how tripped up Nas was? Yeah, Nas, he was on his ish last night. Yeah, he was on his Esco. He was on his Escobar last night. You know what I mean? Then he pulled out the white AV, pulled out the belly joint. I seen a couple of AVs in the crowd too. That's a couple of cats pulled out their AVs, man. Nas is on his joint. Very good concert, man. Shout out to y'all too, man. I'm gonna keep saying this. Shout out to the fans of Nas and hip hop for displaying how we are supposed to carry ourselves in a venue. How we're supposed to carry ourselves walking back to the car or walking back to mass transit. Whichever way you got home, there was not one argument. I seen strangers just dapping each other up. Yo, you enjoyed the show? Like this wild, crazy love, man. Even everything was just right. Everything was just right, man. Everything, man. Everything. It's fire. Head still front on Hit Boy. What do you think they would say about a Metro Boomin project? I don't understand. If that's the truth, I don't understand. What's the point? Why are we doing this? You just sold out the Garden of the KD trilogy. Like, what's next? What do you want to sell out? Like, this is working. If that's true, I don't understand what they're going for. Now, if that's the artistic direction you want to go in, but I don't see what Metro Boomin may offer that Hit Boy doesn't. Hit Boy is more musical, and he can do all the other things too. Real rap. I don't understand. Katrina, shout out to you watching from Trinidad. Salute to you. Much love, much love. And I'm assuming that news was taking place inside the spaces they had today. Yeah. Boulder, what's good, fam? Rick the Ruler on stage at Nas at MS3 is a full circle moment. That was fire, man. That was one moment I did not expect. I think based on my wish list that came out 2 days before, our predictions were pretty on. I said limited guest appearances. What did I want? Mary, a firm member, something like that. But I would never have guessed that Slick Rick would have came out. We know Nas loves Slick Rick, but I didn't see that coming. And I'm glad he got his flowers, man. Then that was fire, man. Everything about last night. I don't know what else to say, man. Everything was phenomenal. Even the dudes who uploaded footage on from the show last night, dudes was uploading during like 5-6 hours after the show. I checked some of it out. It's almost like you up in the building, man. Real rap. Real rap. What other songs did he do that I really enjoyed? Did everything. I can't really definitely. Well, someone mentioned he didn't do Nas's like, but that's how great the show was. Like it wasn't even missing. Like if he would have done it, would have took it probably to the next level, but it wasn't missed in a sense because the playlist or the set list was perfect. It really was. It really was, man. Fully sold out. Not an empty seat in the house. You are absolutely correct. I know you wanted to hear Phone Tap, but I have like Body in the Trunk and Meet Joe Black. Yeah, that could have worked. Body in the Trunk, yeah, that would have been fire too. My son got crazy records, man. My goodness. Wow. Oh, matter of fact, nah. What was the Missy record? It's Nas in your area. Queen's about to tear it up. What record is that? Hot Boy. Oh, that rang off nice. Listen, fam. That was nice. That was nice. That was fire. Real rap. Greatest ever, man. The best ever. He's lapping cats. I don't know anyone's game plan. Listen, that was legendary, dog. To stand on your own too at the Garden. Cats can't do that. That was not a Nasir Jones and Friends concert. That was Mr. Jones. A few of the people who helped me along the way. And the rest gonna be me, you know? What else we got here? You owe me Ring Off in Cleveland, another industry. Like I was just saying that, Brian Larkins. Listen, because I love the song. I love it. And there was a lot of cats you can that be walking around here that I don't like that record. I was looking around in that venue yesterday when it came on. Listen, man, you would have thought it was their favorite song. They was in there moving, man. Real rap. Did he do Street Dreams? Hold on. I know he did The Message, right? I think he did I think the hook of Street Dreams came on. Am I bugging? You're so mad at you out of control, right? Nas even eased up on the, I don't know why Pete Rock act like that line, y'all. Pete, that's crazy. What about on Thun? Did he nah, he ain't say I don't think he said takeover, did he? Or maybe he was like fumbling over the words a little bit. But Nas is very strategic in what he does. He ain't gonna get too many cats light, man. That joint was fire, man. Like he has that killer instinct. Don't allow that demeanor to fool you. Like son was he was trying to drop 50 last night in the Garden. He succeeded, man. Yeah, he did throw a shot at Vlad on the pressure. You picked that up too, Brian Larkins, right? Yeah, he was talking his talk during that. Yeah, he was talking heavy. Were there any other rappers in the audience? I don't know. That I'm being honest. I don't know who was up in there. Like if they made it about him. Sometimes you can go to shows and then they'll pan the camera to who's there, and then you see it up on the jumbotron. It was none of that. They made it about him. Oh, he said it? Yo, I must. He did say it there. He leaves out the dot cat line, every line. He leaves out the dot. Okay. That's the Doja Cat joint, right? Yeah. For DC, he said, he did say it. All right. I must have. Also, Dave East, Mano, Buster was there. He dropped 60 last night. Yeah, all right. I'll give you that. Fat Joe was there. Remy, I seen Fat Joe in the Remy Ma MSG promo congratulating Nas for selling out the Garden. There was someone else in that video too, but I know it kept panning back. Oh, French Montana was in there. High praise right here. Show was lit from the beginning to end, bro. Greatest live show I've ever been to. Yeah, man. Like it was definitely different, man. Like for me, top 2 shows I've ever been to. Real rap, man. Definitely the top R&B, hip hop show I've ever witnessed in my life. Because I like my shows kind of like the album, right? I want to know who you are. I want to hear from you. I want you to get yours off. You know what I'm saying? Like it was about the individual we came to see. And he didn't allow lack of preparation to force him to hide behind a bunch of features, you know? Some people like in the midnight hour, that midnight hour he was bought burning, and they get a little timid or scared. They may, go the opposite route and be like, you know what, I'm gonna go safe and I'm gonna allow, do a bunch of features and get through the night. Nah, he challenged himself and it showed, man. And you can tell it was kind of like a sense of relief. He was happy to have done that and get the praise, man. And people bigged him up last night. It showed. Definitely did his thing. Who was Jay? Nah, I don't know if Jay was there. I was only familiar who came on the stage, man. But she saw Jay in the booth. But shout out to him. Listen, why wouldn't he want to come and witness greatness, man? He a fan too. We know that. Shout out to Jay if he was there. Yep. Real rap. I'm glad he didn't bring none of the like. Nah, let them come be fans and peep it. Like because when they was doing their large shows, you wasn't on their stage. Real rap. But shout out to Jay, man. I respect that. If he was there, that's what up, man. That's big for hip hop. Why wouldn't you want to be there? Yeah, that everybody keep talking about that in the comments, man. I know I'm getting caught up in the comments, but yeah, like that memory lane acapella scene, that must be the moment for a lot of us, man. That was phenomenal. Yo. Nah, sir. I think we beyond this now. Y'all think so? Yeah, I feel like if Jay-Z came out, we would have heard some boos, unfortunately. That would have been lame on Cat's part to do that. I wouldn't have wanted it because what record would they do? Are you gonna let him get a song off? Because I don't want to hear Black Republicans. I don't want to hear Sorry Not Sorry. I think maybe Success is the best record they have. Dude said, yo, y'all making this up, but y'all sure said walking into the garden, he heard ether a few times. What? Oh, you word? You bumped into Jungle? That's what up, man. That's what up. You like Black Republican better than Success? I was never a fan of Black Republican like that. It's a cool record. I ain't gonna say it's whack, but from that point on, I knew that when people were like when they did the I Declare War joint, like maybe they do an album together. When I heard that record, I was like, nah, that chemistry isn't there, bro. Success, Nas is going off on Success too. He was coming at Jay on that when you really listen to those lyrics in a competitive way, People, maybe I need to go listen to Black Republican again. I'm not a big fan of that record. AZ. Oh, I did it for hip hop. I think Jay melded in on I did it for hip hop. I don't like his verse. Hip hop started out in the park. I just felt like he was playing around on that. That was a Luda record, right? Yeah, it was a Luda record. That was it? Yeah, it was Luda. Feeling like bath salts. Yeah. So people really do like Black Republican. All right. He did the verse on Rare when the beat switches, which is definitely shot at Jay. Jose, I'm rolling with you, man. AZ collab was all that he needed, man. That was it, man. If you're gonna pull any feature that Nas did from his last night or based on his career, that's the one right there, man. Like for whatever reason, I'm more of a Nas, and I like the records Nas, and I would have wanted a Nas and Prodigy album over a Nas and AZ album. But those two, Nas and AZ, will always be synonymous with each other. Like it's just a tandem. I don't know if it's because we never got the album, or it's always what could have been the what if behind it, or we feel cheated or slighted, or it was just a marriage made in heaven. We just feel as though it was supposed to happen. But those two will forever be linked together, man. Ever. And just to see that they always reach back for each other. Nas always give them that shine, man. That's fire. That's fire. AZ stock went up a little bit last night. He got a project coming out too. He tweeted something a couple of months ago, or maybe about a month ago. He's working on some things. So more traction, more eyes on him. Like you can't beat that, man. And he got a show coming out in Jersey, I think next month as well. They got 6 songs, grabbing my ego, even though yo, y'all be going in. Yeah, man. But last night, man, I just wanted to come up here and chat with y'all, man, for real. Like that was an awesome experience. We speak about Nas, the best ever, the GOAT, his albums, what he means to the game, what he means to us. And last night he showed all of us that he appreciates it, man. Nas was on stage for about, I would say he came on close to 9, right? 9-ish. And I think he went till close to 11, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Almost 2 hours. Almost. I wouldn't say exactly, but it was almost 2 hours. That's not easy to do, ladies and gentlemen. And even when he was changing in between, we're not talking 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, or someone coming out doing a song. Nah, it was none of that. They kept that show moving. Soulmatic, yeah, I got you. Definitely this week. Yeah, you know it. Definitely coming out. Yeah. Yo, this is the second time I'm seeing something like this today. The way the DJ said the show was over was whack. And I seen someone else say, yo, the ending of the show wasn't epic enough. Ladies and gentlemen, the ending of the show, I believe, was one mic. That was it. And then I think they continued the show. I thought they probably had, what, just in case they want to encore, this is the route we're going. But the way it felt like one mic was supposed to be the ending of the show, and they just gave us some bonus material or some more time on stage. So I'm not sure how people wanted them to end the show, but I don't know. But I really believe that one mic was supposed to be the end of the show. He did 1 hour and 40 minutes. That's a lot of time on stage by yourself, man. Yeah, we was just talking about that. You threw a little jab at Quentin on pressure and Vlad as well. Yeah, a lot of cats was up in there, man. I didn't get to see Rap Roundtable, but I know that I seen some footage that they posted. People came out, man. Listen, man, if you a fan of the culture and you live here, like it's only right you don't miss moments like that. They was outside, man. That's what up. Shout out to them, real rap, man. Hip hop. What we got here? You see the industry trying to change their reviews on Still Matter. Pitchfork, Nas Music is agents of what they didn't know what to do. But they revised their initial rating. By how many points? That's crazy, man. Your Nas is like, I don't know, man. Like his engagement. If someone can show me the analytics or the metrics based on the search of his name, I would be astonished by the numbers probably, because he moves the needle. For someone who doesn't talk a lot, is always based around the music. It's not someone who is getting clicks off gossip and who he's dating and some of the things that he said or his behavior. It's all music, and he always finds a way to be the talk of the town. Even when we're speaking about top 50 list, most people's gripe is that he was number 3 behind Kendrick. And some people are like, well, at least it's top 3. But he has put himself in a position to where he just moves the needle organically. And his fans come out to hold it down for him. That has changed in recent years because it always wasn't that way. I remember I used to be debating with people. It felt like I was the only man on the island holding them down. Now, I guess people have had enough. Like, yo, check this out. And any chance we get, cats be applying that pressure. But I got to look at the ending of that show again, because now y'all got me thinking about, what did he say? What did he say? Good night? That's hilarious, though. The 5 mics from the source is the only one that counted. Yeah, he got that 5 mics prior to yeah, because that's another story people needed to the source, credibility, man. How you go from being the hip hop standard with regards to editorials and rating systems to giving Benzino 5? Didn't Benzino get 5 mics? That's crazy, man. See how ego can ruin your own business? Nonsense. I've had enough. I'm doubling down to support Esco and the music. That's it, man. What's impressive is how he didn't miss a beat or a lyric. He was all in last night. Legendary. He was, man. Excited to be there, man. Like, it's amazing. This juncture of his career, like, but you got to understand, this is why taking your time matters. Like, if you think about it, what if he would have checked all these boxes in his first 10 years, 10, 15 years? You get the Garden. What do you aspire to be? That's why I tell people, like, when you're going to build goals, when you write things down, have the plan, the goal. All right, this checklist, some tiny goals here, huge accomplishments, and you just go down the line. Go down the line. Because if you get things too soon, too quick, that what are you working towards? A lot of cats receive too many things too soon. Nas took his time, and now he still has things to challenge him within this game. That's why he's so hungry. Oh, yo, I never did the Garden. I know I should have done it already. I get it based on my talent and discography and who I am. Of course I should have did the Garden, but I didn't want it back then. I want to do it now. So let's make it happen. It's kind of like with his music, right? He hasn't run out of things to talk about because he's still living and he's willing to be vulnerable and try different things. So when you talk about things like the Garden, he didn't really stretch himself too thin. He took his time within the game, figured out what makes him happy. He always moved at his own pace. Some people called it lazy. I don't think it was lazy. I just figured it was an individual that knew who he was, and he wasn't really willing to go outside of that for someone else's gratification, you know. So it's a beautiful thing to watch, man. Ease, could you tell if the show was being filmed for possible release? That I could not. Like based on what I was seeing, but I'm sure it was some. Listen, Mass Appeal got to be doing something. It's only right. They have to, right? That would be an epic fail. Like someone. There's no way he was up in the garden and no one filmed it. Just to document it, right? And he's doing documentaries too. At one point, he's gonna have to do something on himself, right? Or produce it. You gotta have recorded something. It's amazing. But that joint was fire, man. Fire. People came out. Yeah, but it's definitely on YouTube. Who was that? Boulder? A lot of people, fans, recorded it and put it on their pages. But if you're looking for a polished look, like true edits with interviews in between and B-roll footage and stuff like that, I'm sure that these cats are visionaries over there. I without a doubt, they have to have that on their mind. What else you got? A lot of cameras out there. Fire, man. I was a little bit surprised, even with the garden, man, like how easy it was to get in there, right? Everything just seemed like it was supposed to happen last night. Like there was no resistance. For real. Every people just moving through. Yeah, that would be a KD trilogy doc would be serious. Now I have a question because based on like the KD trilogy situation, when we say that KD trilogy, are we do we include Magic with that? Because sometimes I feel like Magic is left out on an island by itself. When we're mentioning KD trilogy, are we including Magic? Listen, man, I said that in the video. It was the skies were partly cloudy up in it. Well, not even partly cloudy. It got crazy. But yo, shout out to y'all. Do your thing, man. Yeah, I think that's the kid. It's Aaron speaking. Yeah, he did like a vlog or something, right? He like over an hour with the joint. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Hold on. You're right. Because this was a moment too. He performed Get Light as well. That was a nice move. That was. I wasn't expecting that at all. What we got? Troy Stone Naj should have brought Cannabis out and did his insane original verse from Desperados. Here, Cannabis verse and chose to sit. Oh no, he should have. Hold on, I'm missing the part of your comment. Let me go up here and find it. Wasn't Cannabis is on Math Hoffa joint recently, right? Or am I bugging? Oh, here it is. What we got? So you thought Cannabis should have got instead of AZ? Shout out to Troy. What up, fam? Oh, oh yeah, Cannabis. What? That's on the. Is that the Firm album? That was the Firm album. Cannabis was spitting on that. Nas sat that one out. That was my problem too, JC, because I've seen the name cannabis. I didn't click on the video. I was like, that don't even look like cannabis. I got you. I'm gonna give you that. Matter of fact, I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, he got emotional mentioning his mom. Yeah, a lot of that, man. That was definitely that was a top three moment from. Well, that was as far as like a vulnerability state, like that definitely would have been that moment from the concert. But as far as like music, I would have to go with the memory lane. But there's so many different other things. The surprise of the night for me was spicy. I didn't expect that to ring off like that. Everything else I already knew because I probably have witnessed already or I already just knew by just listening. Spicy was one of those I didn't know people were like really into. And boy, was I wrong. Asylum 11. Nas made a great point the other day. He said it's hard for MCs in his age range and from his era to continue to find motivation to really rap and make albums. And he's right. Now, what makes it hard is it the fact that they're not willing to? Because I don't think he has difficulty because I think he's honest about where he is in life. If you're growing and you're evolving, I just feel like you should just write about where you are. It's not you're not that guy that you were in the '90s anymore. Write about who you are. Maybe your grandfather now. Maybe you divorced 3 times over. Maybe you are an entrepreneur. Maybe you an array of different things. Write about that. Because it's not like you need a bunch of overhead anyway. Most of them are going to be indie. You can record, get it mixed, mastered, and put it on streaming services yourself. Like we're not talking about blowing major budgets and you got to recoup just to get out of the red. Nah, you're in control of your own destiny. I think a lot of cats, at least from a fan perspective, I want to hear about you, where you are in this present time. I don't think they should overthink it. And I don't think that Nas overthinks his music. If most cats took that approach, I don't think it should be an issue. I just think that a lot of cats don't work at their craft, man. We keeping it a beam. They don't. Yeah. Yeah, y'all got the chat on tilt right now. Yes, he is. Yes, sir. Big Pun is the best overall lyricist. Nas' original Desperados verse is crazy. It'll make no sense why they didn't put it on the album. Nas and Jay should do did unreleased analyze this. But last night you thought they should have performed that? Let's go write it down. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Lauren Hill would have been real nice, but not essential. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, because she didn't wasn't really missed for the If I Rule the World. Now, as an addition, it would have been crazy. Crowd would have went nuts. But then she probably would have did what? Uh, Nobody, right? Crowd was on tilt all night, fam. The reception was crazy. They knew the music. That's the big part. People knew the music, the lyrics, the hooks. They knew. They were listening. Like the true fans were outside last night. That's the best way I can put it. The fans were outside last night. Not the people who heard about him from a friend and just came out because someone had an additional ticket or 3 or 4 different additional tickets. They were really outside, man. The fans, supporters. Yep. Yeah, he did. Yeah, a lot of y'all coming in now. Yeah, he definitely performed 30 and they went crazy. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. What would have Jay what would have Jay done if they performed Ether? Nah. When the last time I think I've seen one video where he performed that. That was like I think a Hot 97 concert. It's on YouTube. I think it was on DVD. Big facts. My whole section was word for word. Shout out to the real Nas fans was outside. They were, man. I was like, listen, cats knew the lyrics. And the thing, it was a balance too. You had the cats who knew it was written in Illmatic, and then there may have been some cats who know the later discography or a mix of both. So it was really it was consistent. Yeah, he did Thun last night. Yeah, that's the he put a lot of energy into that. He definitely addressed that. Yeah, people really like that song. I knew it, but like, is it a New York thing? Thun, like we like it here. I have to ask people. It's a new question. Like outside of New York, do people go crazy over that? Because the building was going crazy yesterday. I wish he did Nas is like, yeah, that would have been a great addition, but it wasn't missed. Thun needs a video. Big Queens. All right, I'm from Illinois and we love Thun. All right, yeah. It definitely feels like an NY anthem, but yeah, I just wanted to know, like, how do people feel about it out of town? Because that joint be ringing off, man. Yeah, my section was pretty much heavy Queens too. Darwin, what up, man? Salute to you too. Yeah, Taking in Blood. I was hoping I heard that, but it's a lot of songs I wanted to hear, like You're the Man. But I'm not one to listen. I'm totally content and satisfied with the records that he performed. Last night's show was the greatest hip hop show I've ever witnessed, from top to bottom. Everything. I wouldn't change anything about last night. Nothing. Not one thing would I have changed. As a fan of hip hop, we got exactly what we deserved, and a new standard has been set. And I don't think this man is stopping anytime soon. I don't see it. I think he's, like he said, I think we're gonna kidnap this hip hop, this rap thing for a little bit. He's showing it. So there we have it, man. And imagine if he did a B-sides concert. What if Nas did a concert with just lost tapes and unreleased songs? Like, what? He got so many lanes he can go into, man. There's a lot of cats don't got a bunch of unreleased material like he does. A lot of cats don't just got a bunch of deja vu sitting around. You know what I mean? Like, he has that. Crazy, man. Crazy. Real rap. When I get off this one, I'm gonna go look at that performance again, man. I'm gonna go, yeah. I'm gonna watch the whole joint again. Because I took a few photos and videos, but I wanted to stay in the moment. Sometimes we get so fixated with the camera trying to capture moments that you don't even realize that you could savor this very moment. Last night was one of those shows like I'm locking in, and I just wanted to like, and that's why I guess I took so much from it. Like, it was a great experience. Any other show after this, the the bar is going to have to be it's you got to come with it. You got to come with it. And this goes to show you, you don't need a bunch of, you don't got to go too far fetched. You don't need a live band all the time. It doesn't work for everyone. Although he had overdubs with live band, pre-recorded stuff, but you can just have a DJ, have your ducks in a row, be committed to the task at hand, know your lyrics. Please, ladies and gentlemen, know your lyrics. And he wasn't rhyming over the tracks either. It was just a beautiful thing. It was poetry in motion. This is a great question. JB, what up, family? Is Rare a top 29 song? Let us know in the chat. For me, I don't know. Top 20? No, I'm not giving it top 20. No. It's a good song, though. I like Rare a lot. That's a great question, though. But I wouldn't really I wouldn't meet you with too much resistance if you felt that way, Like, you could make a valid debate. It's a nice song, though. It really is. But I can, like, Nas got some joints. And when we say songs, I'm talking from a songwriter standpoint. Like, for me, one of his greatest songs ever written, because we're talking about the totality, right? From the hook to verses, or the way it makes you feel, like just execution. Like Street Dreams Remix. That's one of the greatest songs he's ever written. I don't feel like a Rare could compare to that. Like, Nas is a great song. It wasn't his greatest lyrical performance, but the execution, like, he didn't miss. It was the perfect balance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that beat switch up is mean. Shout out to Hit Boy, man. But that man got so many, like, when you really get into his top songs, then you got to start. Are we just talking about commercial releases? Because can we add in unreleased material? Like Project Windows, the game still lives on. I was just about to say that. You see them, like, he has so many different iterations of a song before he gets to, like, Street Dreams Remix. Like, of course, you have the original, then you have what's the joint? Sinful Living, and then we got to Street Dreams Remix. Like, the man writes, and he gets it to a place where he wants. So he'll write 3 different songs, the same beat. Sometimes I wonder, and go under because of his hunger. That's my joint. Shout out to Nature, man. Street Dreams Remix is hands down Nas's greatest song. That's just for me. Now, if you don't believe that, you got to at least have it in the top 5. And when you think about the yin and yang aspect of Street Dreams and Street Dreams Remix, it's the polar opposites. Like, he totally flipped the original and told you, he gave you the opposite side of what it could be. Cats ain't doing that, fam. Are you taking Sinful Living over there? Yo, Sinful Living, yo. He was, what'd he say? Then, talking about his pops. Simple Living. If you've never heard that, go check that out, man. I know most people heard it. Street Dreams. I'm going to play that. Listen, man. If you ever listen to, any of the shorts, or I think the lyrical breakdown on that, I've like championed that song so many different times. Like, obviously, he probably won't touch the record again because of who's associated with it. But my goodness, fam. What a great, phenomenal, phenomenal. Yeah, I could do that, King Marcus. The only thing is, it got to be license free because YouTube and these copyright claims, they're very strict, ladies and gentlemen. Nowadays, man, they be on you for everything, everything. Street Dreams remix, third verse. Yeah, that's one of his top 5 verses too, man. So Brian, does this son? We in the same vein. This is right here. This right here. This right here. The Sun scooped the hot one. That's some video was fire too. Yeah, yeah, we went over all of that, Jack. Yeah, he definitely got at Quentin, and but not in a malicious way. He sent Quentin on a little store run last night. You know what I'm saying? That's all he did. Bunch of unreleased joints, man. Like, I don't think any artist has more unreleased material that people are familiar with. When you think about it, like he got some songs that were never released and people know it lyric for lyric. Like they just know what it is, man. My son is nice. D Young, I'm gonna go check out that Thun joint to that live performance, man. I ain't hear him say the joint. I thought he was trying to be diplomatic. But I was in his bag last night. Foul Breeze is fire. Leah M. Oh, Ease. What would you like to see from Nas next? You know what? As a fan, I like to see Nas take maybe a 3 to 4 month break, man, and then come out with another project. Because he owes himself some rest, right? When you think about the tour he went on, this whole run, at some point we got to say to ourselves, like, you don't want to work the man to death. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's given us a lot in this last 2 or 3 years. So I would want him to like rest up. You did the one night only joint. You just came off a tour. You then did these documentaries. You did KD, KD2, Magic, KD3. That's a lot of cats' whole career right there. I say take maybe 3 or 4, maybe up to 6 months off if you like. You know what I'm saying? And come back. And next project, if it's not a follow-up to something like Magic, I would want him to do an album with either a bunch of features we would have wanted him or wanted more from, like maybe some more material with like a Q-Tip, or like I love to see him get the song in with Fifth, or this artist he's never really worked with. I want to see him work with Anita Baker, like cats like that. Do something that you want to do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because the fans won't gravitate towards anyway. Pull Sade out of retirement. You know what I'm saying? We just said the same thing. Leah, Sade, that would be fire. Why not? Boulder, you right? Some more work from Extra P. Because now I've been putting in a lot of work, man. I don't want him to go away. I don't want us to go back to 20 years when you got to fall back and you're dropping albums every 2 years. Nah. But he deserves a break, man. Real rap. But not enough to let these cats feel as though they're catching up. But last night was kind of like coronation. Like, I know I'm the king. The fans know I've been the king, but we're just putting the world on notice now. And it's different. After last night, what else could he do when you really think about it? What's left to do? I don't know. I don't know. He earned it, man. Everything. Yeah, Kate. But what would my whole thing is, if KD3 was no features, right? And Magic had one feature. From a from a fan standpoint, what do you want next? Do you want a conceptual album? Do you want him to just, I don't know, a bunch of features? Do you an album with just R&B vocalists on the hooks? I don't know. An album with Lauryn Hill. You want him and Hit Boy to do? I don't want no Metro Boomin album, though. I tell you that much. He checked all boxes. I don't even, at this point, whatever you put out, I'm going to cop it. Because he's given me enough, all of us enough material to get us through. It's something. It's all that. There's no way that all of us have dissected KD3 in its totality already. There's some lines on there you ain't catch. Magic, the way he writes, is so you catching different things all the time. So there's enough material to get us through. Does KD3 drop what, in November? Yeah. But a feature run on different artist projects? Or you mean like his own project? Some people saying DJ Premier album. I don't know, man. Whatever it is, we're gonna line up and support that, man. So shout out to Esco, man. Shout out to hip hop. Shout out to Hit Boy, who seems to be someone that Nas plays both a mentee and a mentor to. You know what I'm saying? Like, they seem to have a great relationship. He's open-minded. Nas probably listens to his ideas. So whatever that young man has, ideas they have, I have full confidence in that. And they continue to work. It's going to be a continued success. He should never stop. I can understand that too. My whole thing is, if he does, I mean, like, you can drop a single, like, he putting out work, but as far as albums go, that KD3, I think this new run, I don't want us as fans to get spoiled. And then if he decides to stop, everybody mad. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see this amount of work, this turnover time happening forever. Like, you can't sustain this. This is crazy. 4 albums in what? 2.5, 3 years? That's insane. And let me revise that. 4 quality projects. Fire music. It's not like he's just throwing stuff out there. Like, he's giving you, like, it's getting better. Grey 88, I definitely agree with you. Cats don't want no Primo album. It sounds good, but if you get it, you're going to be highly upset, because I don't think the range is there unless you really want a boom bap album. Not to say that Primo doesn't have an ear for production or he isn't creative. I just feel like Hit Boy has provided such a range where you can go from a thun to a spicy, or a 30 to ugly to dedicated. Then you go to Michael Quincy. Then you can go to legit, and then we can go on over to WTF, SMH. Like, it just never stops. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about all those records I just named. Wave Gods. Like, none of them sound the same. We have to talk about Nas and Hit not having Nas having no features, and the feat or the attention to detail or the focus that takes. Imagine doing all these beats and none of them sound the same. My son, nice, man. Nas and AZ album, Mr. Nick 718, that could work. I don't think it's ever happening, though. Nah, so mad that we're not saying Primo not nice, though, fam. We're not saying that. But they, matter of fact, hold on. Don't he have all these hip hop 50 projects coming out? So he will be working. Leah M, I think I just answered the question. Like, I think that's what they're gonna be doing now. They're about to fall back and get into this hip hop 50 projects. I remember Primo was stating that I think a bunch of different people had they like Swiss and himself, they all had their own joint. So ain't no telling what's coming from that. See what I mean? My son keep evolving, just changing the game, man. Crazy. Griselda and Nas. I ain't really looking forward to that. Pusha T and Nas. Now I would like to hear that. That would be interesting. Y'all want a Nas and Griselda song on the album? No, I don't want a Nas and Griselda album. See, this is the type of stuff this is what I'm here for, man. Now, this would have been fire. I didn't even think about this. That would have been fire, man. Olu Dara came out through the trumpets on Life's a B after AZ went off stage. That would have been, son, that would have been crazy. Talk about shake the room. That would have been phenomenal. Distant Relatives too. I can get with that. Nas and J. Cole. That's cool. Yeah. Who put that up there? Was it Kay or David? My bad. I didn't get your name, but that was a phenomenal comment right there. That was tremendous. Have his pops come out and play the horns on Life Should Be. That would. Nah, Big Lebowski. Now, what you mean is he old now? Too much pressure on Pops? What? But the garden is too much for him? Nah, we ain't asking him to come out and be Miles Davis, but even on the album, it was like single notes. Like it was grooving. It just felt right. Hold up. See, what we at? See? I think the highest some of y'all is that's fire. Did a Love-Matic album. That would be dope. Pops back somewhere in Mississippi chilling. Yes, yeah, that would have been fire though. I'm kind of envious the fact I didn't think about that. That was fire. Nas and Kendrick, I don't want to hear that either. Why am I like this? I don't even want I don't know. I want to hear Nas. I need a Nas and Anita Baker and Nas and Sade. He's in rarefied air right now. You don't reach back and be carrying these other cats. Nah, you go. Sade, that's fire. We got the Nas and Stevie joint already, right? I think he did a joint. That's with PJ Morton, right? Nas and Stephanie Mills. I'm with that too. Nah, why did y'all going in on Kendrick now? I think Kendrick makes dope music, man. I like the majority of his work. I think he's a dope artist. I just feel like when I listen to him, I don't think him and Nas would make a good song together. I don't hear it. I don't think it would be what we would have thought it should have been. Lucky Lefty, what up, fam? We got some interesting things in here. Nas and Badu, that could work. Nas and Lupe. Yeah. Y'all rolling with this? He go Evie and Evie. Nah, man. I think Kendrick's a little bit more musical than M, man. I don't think he would do that. Nas and Cole. Nah, Lucky Lefty. We was just talking about the show, man. We was talking about last night. Nas is impeccable performance at the Garden, you know, just from everything, top to bottom, set list, the atmosphere in the crowd, iconic moments. Like, he checked all boxes, man. Nasty Nas and Echo is a perfect album. Yeah, he definitely got a joint with Badu. So y'all stating what, the songs or albums? They got a song with Badu. If that's the case, him and Lupe never checked that box, right? Nope. Nas and Robert Glasper would have been fire. I like that. Nas and Amy Winehouse. That was a beautiful combination. Beautiful combination. Yeah, Cole sneaked this when he was riding with Khalid. Yeah, you right, Jack. Someone else brought that to my attention. I didn't know about it. And I went and read, and certain comments were made when they should have just, But I don't know, man. I really don't know. But the show was epic last night, man. That it was a sight to behold. Shout out to Queens representative, the greatest to ever do it, Esco. You got your flowers last night. You headlined at the Garden, and you've had one of the most iconic runs I've seen in music in a long time, if ever I've ever witnessed. I've never witnessed anything like this. Someone at his age that remains so, forget relevancy, hot, focused, dialed in, creative, and still moving the needle, man. That's why I would say impact is different from the criteria that a lot of these other cats be using. Like, record sale, all that's cool. That don't mean nothing though, because there's a lot of cats selling a bunch of records who cannot sell out the Garden, a legitimate sold out venue. No cheating, none of that. There were no empty seats in there. Only Nas can bring out the people like that. No drama or love outside. People dapping it up, taking photos, asking questions, like speaking like one big family. Different, man. Shout out to New York City, man. The whole city for holding it down. Even for the out of towners, showing the out of towners love. It's a beautiful thing. But we gotta do something about these rats out here, though. Crazy. I know y'all just crazy. What's going on, man? Yo, they bugging, man. But other than that, it was a beautiful, beautiful night, man. And I had a blast, man. Had a blast, man. Real rap. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to head out, man. I had a great time here with y'all, man. Hold it down, man. Shout out to y'all, man, for supporting Nas and hip hop. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. And if you didn't check the show last night, there's a bunch of cats who got it on YouTube. You can watch the entire show from the beginning to end and enjoy, man. As always, we stay here at the TheEezeExperience. Go do your thing, stay positive, and go get yours. Yeah.